Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So Florian Marku defeats Maxim Prodan in a split decision in a competitive fight. Me personally, I felt the right man got his hand raised. However, watching this fight on Sky Sports box office, I have to say, I didn't agree with the commentary team making out like this fight was one-sided. I personally felt it was competitive all of the way throughout, and they was making out like Marku was comfortable after the third round. I felt personally after the third round, there were still a couple of rounds you could have given to Maxim Prodan. Nevertheless, I still felt Florian Marku won this fight. I had it 6-4, so the right man got the decision. Florian Marku started this fight quite well. He was boxing behind the jab, taking a half step back, and Maxim Prodan was being the aggressor, but Maxim Prodan in round one wasn't really landing much of any consequence. Marku was landing good jabs. He was varying the levels on the jab, so jabbing to the head, jabbing to the body, and the jab looked like a good weapon. Marku also picked out a couple of nice right hand counters, and he was also actually switch hitting in the first round, and throughout this fight he was landing good jabs from the orthodox stance and southpaw stance, so I felt he won the first round. Rounds 2 and rounds 3, I felt Maxim Prodan won. He definitely won round 2. He was applying more pressure, landed some good body shots, a couple of good overhand rights to the head, and he was just the busier guy in round 2. Round 3 was a close round. Marku was landing good jabs once again, a couple of snappy counters, but Prodan was displaying a good work rate, and I personally felt Prodan outworked Marku in the third round. But after the third round, I felt Marku was in control for a little bit. I felt Marku won rounds 4, rounds 5 and round 6. I felt he was dictating the pace. He was switching between southpaw and orthodox, landing good jabs, and also countering effectively on the more aggressive Maxim Prodan. Prodan was still trying in these rounds. He was still landing shots, but for me, the cleaner and more effective work came from Florian Marku in rounds 4, 5 and 6. And it has to be said, in this fight, at times at least, I felt Florian Marku was using some pretty good head movement, evading Maxim Prodan's overhand right and his left hooks. He was displaying some pretty good head movement, and that's one thing I'll say for Florian Marku. Since I first seen this guy fight, he's definitely improved defensively and in terms of his footwork, and we saw that in those rounds. Round 7, I felt Prodan came back, had a really good round, upped his work rate, upped his pressure game, landed some good body shots, some good head shots, and once again, Marku was boxing and moving. I felt Prodan won round 7, and for the last 3 rounds of this fight, I felt that Marku for the most part was in control. He lost one of them in my opinion, but he won a couple. Once again, his boxing was just more effective. I keep on saying that, but for the most part, he was managing the distance in this fight, managing the range. And, especially in round 8, he landed a series of good straight left hands down the pipe out of a southpaw stance. He was picking good shots. And for me, he was just the ring general in this fight, more so than Maxim Prodan was. So my final scorecard was 6-4 in favour of Maxim Prodan. As far as I'm concerned, Marku definitely won this fight. The right man got his hand raised, but I just don't agree with the commentary team who made this out to be like a one-sided fight. Certainly on Sky Sports anyway. I'm not sure what the Zone said. But yeah, all in all, a pretty competitive fight. Some good rounds, some good learning rounds for Florian Marku, and we'll see where he goes next. Me personally, I still wouldn't mind seeing the Conor Benn fight. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I think it's a fun fight. The build-up would be good. And yeah, I quite like that fight. But, Florian Marku, he's a work in progress, but I think he's quite fun to watch. He's a character. I don't mind Florian Marku, to be honest. I'll watch him fight. And at times in this fight, he looked pretty good. Other times, he needs to do a bit more. But all in all, he got the win. Anyway, share your thoughts below. It's been your guy Delboy. Peace.